Good evening, everyone. Welcome. I'm Bill Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor. Welcome to tonight's November 25th, 2025 meeting of the Brighton Town Board. I hereby call this meeting to order. Please rise if you are physically able to do so for the pledge to the flag. Councilmember Wilt, if you would lead us, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll be starting the open forum portion of the meeting in just a few minutes. That's the opportunity for members of the public to share comments with the town board. If you are live streaming us on YouTube, you will have to go to our Teams stream to participate in the meeting. If you're not sure how to do that, there is a link at the Town of Brighton webpage, www.townofbrighton.org. As we've done for many years, our meetings, we have our ASL interpreters signing the meeting for the deaf and hard of hearing community. Tonight we have Samantha Geffen and Alyssa Suplee. Thank you both very much for being here. We appreciate it. The agenda, as well as all the supporting materials for tonight's meeting, the materials we'll be reviewing as we make our decisions, are available if you're here in the room, outside on the table. If you're watching us remotely, again, on the same web page, go to the minutes and agenda page and you will find them there. We do have a couple of proclamations. The first proclamation I presented on this past week on November 20th. November 20th is recognized as Transgender Day of Remembrance. It is an observance that began in 1998, and it is observed in memory of transgender individuals who have been killed simply for living their authentic lives. On the 20th, there was really a wonderful and large gathering down at MLK Park, downtown, music, food, and just a wonderful sense of community there. It was sponsored by a number of trans and LGBTQ plus organizations. And here is the proclamation that I read that night. Whereas Transgender Day of Remembrance began in the United States in 1998 as a vigil for Rita Hester, a transgender woman who was murdered. Whereas propelled by the disproportionate violence faced by transgender and gender non-conforming individuals here and around the world, Transgender Day of Remembrance has since grown into an international event. Whereas transgender individuals live in every country, every culture, every faith tradition, and Transgender Day of Remembrance serves to affirm the dignity and human rights of transgender people globally. Whereas we must actively reject the disturbing wave of discriminatory laws and policies that see children denied gender-affirming care and books banned from libraries. We must instead work towards a future where transgender and gender non-conforming individuals no longer need to fight simply to live and thrive. And whereas tonight we remember those lost to anti-trans violence and those who died by suicide, remembering the slow violence that transgender and gender non-conforming individuals must battle every day in a society sometimes increasingly hostile to gender expansiveness. Whereas we also celebrate the lives of all the courageous, self-determined Americans who died because they embraced their identity and forged their own lives despite harassment, oppression, and violence. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor, on behalf of all of the members of the Brighton Town Board, and again, this was presented on the 20th, do hereby recognize today as Transgender Day of Remembrance in the town of Brighton and urge everyone to fight bigotry against the transgender community in all its forms. This proclamation was signed the 20th day of November, 2025. Our second proclamation tonight is celebrating Small Business Saturday. We all know Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. If you're like me, your inbox is getting jammed with Black Friday sales and deals and big, huge companies that really don't reflect our community here in Brighton, our Monroe Avenue commercial corridor, our West Henrietta Road commercial corridor, our small plazas throughout the town. But on Small Business Saturday, we have an opportunity to shop small, shop local, and I encourage everyone to do that. Whereas nationally, small businesses employ nearly half of all private sector employees. And whereas Small Business Saturday positively impacts local communities like Brighton and encourages people to shop small all year long. Whereas the town of Brighton supports our local businesses and is grateful for the jobs they create, the boost they give our economy, and the entrepreneurial spirit they represent. And whereas today we also recognize the Brighton Chamber of Commerce, an organization made up primarily of small businesses in and around Brighton, working to promote the economic well-being of our community, our businesses, and our institutions. And whereas the Brighton Chamber of Commerce, its members and leaders, play an integral role in the business and professional life of Brighton, and they are critical supporters of small business development and growth. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, William W. Maley, Brighton Town Supervisor, and the members of the Brighton Town Council do hereby proclaim November 29th, 2025 as Small Business Saturday in the town of Brighton and urge the residents of our community to support small businesses and merchants in Brighton on Small Business Saturday and throughout the year. And this proclamation is signed today, this 25th day of November, 2025. Now we'll begin the open forum portion of the meeting, as we do at the start of every town board meeting. The open forum is an opportunity for members of the public to address the board concerning any matter relating to the town, whether or not it's a matter on our agenda this evening. After I finish the instructions, if you're here in the room and would like to speak during the open forum, please raise your hand. When I call on you, please come up to the podium to speak. Again, if you're participating in the meeting remotely and you would like to speak during the open forum, make sure you join our Teams meeting online. And again, there are detailed instructions for doing so on the town's webpage. If you do so, please use the raised hand function, and you'll be unmuted and given the opportunity to speak. I do ask all speakers during the open forum, whether you're in person or remote, to please state your name and address before speaking. Please limit your remarks to 3 minutes, and I'll give you a 30-second warning before the 3 minutes are over. We may not be able to answer questions you might have tonight, particularly if your question relates to any matter that's not on the agenda But our goal tonight and during the open forum at every town board meeting is to give you the opportunity to share your thoughts with the board and for us to be able to listen thoughtfully to your words. Therefore, please direct your remarks to the town board and not to the room or other speakers. Please avoid personal attacks and outbursts of any kind, including applause or boos or the like, out of respect for the speakers and for the time of everybody here tonight. We also don't allow signs to be displayed during the meeting. I don't see any signs in the audience, so we will warn you if you don't follow those rules. Repeated failure to follow those rules or failure to follow other directions from the chair may result in your speaking privileges being ended, being asked to leave the meeting, or the early termination of the open forum altogether. So with that, is there anyone here in the room that would like to speak during the open forum? And I see no one online either. I see one person online, but that may be our video.
Nope. If we have no one for the open forum, I move to approve the agenda.
Second?
Getting ahead of me here, Chris. Good. Discussion? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll. I didn't acknowledge Peggy is here tonight, pinch hitting.
Okay. Councilmember Werner.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt.
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman.
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Robin, can I have a motion to receive and file the communications?
Certainly, I move that we receive and file the communications.
Second.
We have 3 items of communication tonight. First is from Ted Aresti, the treasurer of the Brighton Fire District, with the fire district budget and tax levy information. Again, as we are, the fire district is driven by personnel costs, and personnel costs, particularly benefits, impacted our budget, and I know they are impacting the fire district's budget as well. The annual vote, by the way, the fire district vote is December 9th. That is held from 4 until 9 at Fire Station Number 1 at 3100 East Avenue. That's at the corner of East Avenue and 441. December 9th from 4 till 9. The second item of communication is from County Executive Adam Bello. It is a negative declaration under seeker for work currently being done at the Citygate project on the city portion of that parcel in the vicinity of East Henrietta Road and Westfall. And finally, the third item of correspondence, which has some pretty good news with it, comes from John Fornoff, Monroe County Controller, notifying the town of our sales tax distribution in the third quarter of 2025. Sales tax is our second largest revenue source, and the third quarter of 2025 sales tax receipts were up over 4% from last year. They were up to over $1.7 million, which puts us in good shape. I anticipate that we will be above budget for the year in full. So that's good to see. Many counties don't do a distribution like Monroe County does. This is the legacy. It's changed a little bit over the years, but if you've been around for a long time, you remember Moore and Ryan. And that referenced Lucian Morin, former county executive, Tom Ryan, former mayor of the city of Rochester, who worked out this agreement under which the county shared sales tax receipts with the city and local municipalities. So that 1.7 million really goes a long way in our budget. We have a motion to receive and file those communications. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman.
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Committee reports. Robin, Community Services.
Certainly. The Community Services Committee met last Wednesday, November 19th. Among the items that we discussed were under continuing business parks updates. Our parks crews are wrapping up parks and field maintenance for the season, doing water shut off, et cetera, and they were preparing for the winter market to go back indoors this week, which it did this past Sunday. Also, preparations were being made for the Veterans Luncheon coming up on Friday, December 5th, which is to be held at the Winter Farmers Market Barn this year. The change in location will free up parking and add more space to the event. There is also a discussion of the RFP for development of the recreation area at Brighton Town Hall, pool, splash pad, playground, pavilion, etc. An update to our recreation programs we had a debrief of the Halloween program. Both trunk or treat and the sensory-friendly trick-or-treating were well attended and well received. Fall programs are wrapping up for winter, spring, and programming and planning is underway. Fall programs are wrapping up and winter, spring programming planning is underway. Also talked about the year-end budget work that is ongoing, and had a brief discussion with regard to Brookside renovation and possible relocation of the recreation department to another portion of the building during that renovation. An update to our farmers market, community garden, and tree nursery. For summer 2026, a farmers market location has been confirmed. That will be at the Golisano Institute for Business and Entrepreneurship at 150 Sawgrass Drive and over on Westfall Road. And the 2026 market applications have been distributed. There was a discussion of updates to the market site in preparation for the opening of the Winter Farmers Market this past weekend, and also discussion of tree nursery progress for the season. An update to our conservation board, the Color Bright and Green annual plant sale. Planning is being contemplated, and the event will be the first weekend of June, sponsored by the Conservation Board to assist with promotion. Will be a one-day event. Also discussion of upcoming annual clean sweep and recycling events, and the events moving forward and their coordination will be utilizing administrative staff, and potential dates for the recycling events in the spring. And also shout out supervisor for getting us 2 trucks for our last shredding event, which worked much more seamlessly in that we were able to process more cars. Under items of new business, there was this discussion of open community board seats throughout the town, and recruitment and potential for creating job descriptions for board positions. I know that the IDEA board as well has been talking about that, and in the interest of equity, making sure that those are promoted to all of the potential outlets. And there's also discussion of possibly posting those positions to the Human Resources page for the website as volunteer positions. Finally, an update to upcoming events. Our 22nd annual Veterans Luncheon, as I mentioned, will be at the Winter Farmers Market Barn, 1435 Westfall Road, on Friday, December 5th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. And our MLK Junior commemoration will be at the Brighton Town Hall at Empire State University, 680 Westfall Road, on Friday, January 16th at 12 p.m. The next meeting of the Community Services Committee will be on Wednesday, December 17th at 10 a.m. or immediately following the Finance and Administrative Services Committee meeting at the Brighton Recreation Center at 1666 Winton Road South. Please do use the Winton Road entrance to access the meeting.
Thank you, Robin. And speaking of the Finance and Administrative Services Committee, Nate.
Thanks, Bill. I'm going to keep it short tonight. The Finance and Administrative Services Committee last met on November 19th. Most of the items we discussed are on tonight's agenda surrounding change orders for the town renovation project. Our next meeting is on December 3rd, right here at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you. Public Safety, Chris.
Thanks, Bill. The various emergency services reported on their month's activities on November 18th at our meeting. The Brighton Ambulance reported that they had 690 calls for service in October, responded to 85 mutual aid calls, and that the call volume is up 7.766%, but it is increasing. But we are well-staffed, and their responses have been, I think, excellent. Brighton Police conducted Operation Safe Start October 20th through the 24th and issued some tickets in that effort. They also conducted the pharmaceutical take-back on October 25, where the community has the opportunity to drive through and drop off their unused pharmaceuticals. 204 pounds of materials were collected. They have 3 new hires in the police academy, and they have completed the police academy, and now starting their field training phase. They anticipate a May 2026 graduation. Henrietta Fire District, which services our West Brighton area, reported that they had 98 West Brighton calls in the month, and also that they responded to assist a patient who had fallen in the Rustic Village area and needed assistance to receive services, and also responded to the 17-car pileup on the bridge at the 390 northbound exit ramp to West Henrietta. Very fortunately, no individuals were trapped, and only 1 or 2 people were transported for evaluation. Our next meeting will be Tuesday, December 9th, and the public is invited to attend at 0800 hours.
Thank you, Chris. Councilmember Corrado is not here. Does anybody have a Public Works?
She had asked me
All right.
to report from memory. I do not have the minutes, but first, the meeting was at 9 o'clock on the 18th as well. And we approved the 2026 calendar. We discussed the status of the refuse district and our current pending contract, and we're quite hopeful that whatever bugs we've had, that those will be worked out in the next year. Things seem to be progressing well there. Crosswalks are being installed at various places around town, and we discussed an update there. 2 of them in particular, at Edgewood Avenue at Wintergreen and Clover Street at Esplanade. The crosswalks have been installed, and the RRFB, the rectangular rapid flashing beacons, are actually installed now. Is that correct, Bill?
Yes, they were installed today. Yep.
That's terrific. That's terrific. Also, the traffic counts and surveys are underway for potential crosswalks at Penfield Road at Forest Hills and Westfall Road at Evans Lane, which are necessary for approval of those. We had updates from with respect to the New York State Department of Transportation projects. Monroe Avenue corridor improvements we are awaiting the state's convening a public input meeting, and we expect that to occur in early 26. The town has already submitted their.
They've reached out to us for the public forums. We're looking to solidify the dates, but they're looking either the week of the 19th or the 27th for doing that. So we're looking to finalize the location.
Of January?
Of January.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're looking to finalize the location, and as soon as we finalize the location and the date, we'll advertise that throughout the town through every single means possible to ensure we get the appropriate public input.
That's great, Glenn. Thank you. Also, the West Henrietta corridor improvements are under evaluation there as well. Any?
No updates on that.
All right.
But one of, just not to interrupt you, but our highway commissioner and I were just talking, and we've discussed this with the state in the preliminary meetings that we've had with the state. There is a long history of issue with water in the West Henrietta Road corridor. Two ongoing issues. One, often not enough pressure. A number of years ago, the Woodies fire. Fortunately, there was no loss of life, but they literally had to bring water up from Town Line Road.
Correct.
Run like a half a mile of hose to get it up to where the fire was at the former Woodies. But we've also had a series, most recently yesterday, of water main breaks out there. So we're going to put everybody's heads together, and by everybody, obviously the Water Authority, but I want to make sure we get the Henrietta Fire Department in there. They service that as a public safety priority, and water pressure, you can't fight fires if you don't have sufficient water pressure. So in addition to the traditional, highway issues and our hope to make, and I think positive reaction so far from the state DOT to making West Henrietta Road a more complete street, accessible not only for cars, but transit-friendly, pedestrian-friendly, bicycle-friendly, and business-friendly by doing all those things. Making it water-friendly will be an important
It's an essential
advance.
service.
Yeah.
We also discussed the ongoing Monroe County Department of Transportation updates on South Clinton Avenue, which would be from Westfall Road to the city line, and they're discussing a potential road diet there and other improvements. Also, a discussion of Crittenden Road from West Henrietta to East Henrietta Road, and that's a project that will be ongoing in 2026. Also, the town has various projects, and we updated that. Sidewalk construction continues, but I think the winter is going to close that project down very quickly. But we also discussed the Chelmsford Lane culvert replacement, which has been going on for quite some time, and we're hopeful that that's going to go forward sometime in the next year, in 2026. Also, we were discussing the consideration challenges regarding streetlight repairs and forming the contract there so that various streetlights, particularly in 12 Corners, can be repaired, but also the general maintenance contracts. We also discussed the Homeacres Monument Walls rehabilitation, which is a separate district, and I believe we got bids in on those. Is that correct? But
The Homeacres design is been final. They're working the finalized document. We actually had a meeting for the final design documents, and they're working on the bid packages next. We're looking to put that out to bid in January.
okay. And of course,
Good meeting yesterday.
we had a report on the ongoing town hall renovation, which is progressing apace. And
Yep, it's progressing on pace, on schedule, and we're looking to work to finalize the geothermal system so we can maximize our grant opportunities for reimbursements.
thanks, Glenn. Next meeting will be December 9 at 9:00 a.m. following on the Public Safety Committee meeting.
Thank you, Chris.
Glenn?
Chris, I do have one update on the lighting repairs.
Yes, thank
We
you.
just found out that today, and Bill actually talking with the contractor, they'll be doing the pole installs starting tomorrow and Friday.
They're going to start clean up the poles that are on the ground on Elmwood and at 12 Corners. And Friday, they're going to start installing. They should have the 3 poles up and the lights on, the fixtures on them. And then they're going to start on the 12 Corners. They said potentially have about half of those done by Friday afternoon.
Great.
Boy, terrific.
It'll be a
Yep.
very Merry Christmas for that one house that's had the pole sitting in their front yard for years.
Thanks very much, Glenn.
New business. Nate, reading and approval of claims.
Yes, earlier today, I reviewed claims totaling $929,142.11. Notable claims, the largest payment made was to Concord Electrical Corporation, payment for electrical services for the Town Hall renovation project, and that was a total of $269,861.74. The claims appear to be in order, and I move for them to be approved.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none, Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Robin, the next matter, please.
Certainly, the next matter seeks to accept a donation from the Board of Trustees for the Jack G. LaBelle Foundation, Inc., to support the Town of Brighton Senior Citizens Group in the amount of $900. I move that we adopt the resolution as prepared by the attorney to the town.
Second.
We appreciate the longstanding generosity of the Lubell Foundation. They have helped support our senior program for many, many years. Thank you. We have a motion. It's been seconded. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Chris?
Next item, Bill, is to authorize the supervisor to enter into a supplemental municipal snow and ice agreement with the New York State Department of Transportation. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second?
We have, again, longstanding agreements under which our highway snow and ice team does the snow and ice removal not only on town roads, but on state and county roads. And depending on weather conditions, we may get an extra increment over the base formula. And in fact, given the relatively heavier snow year we had last year, we did have additional payments, and this supplemental agreement incorporates those additional payments of over $20,000. Chris, you made the motion.
Yes.
And it was seconded by Robin. Anything further? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll.
Okay. Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Robin?
Certainly, the next matter seeks to authorize the supervisor to execute change orders for the town hall renovation with Milestone Construction Partners in an amount not to exceed $40,352. I move that we adopt the resolution as prepared by the attorney to the town.
Second.
These are two change orders. One of them, the challenge of working in an old building like this one, you discover things. One of the things we discovered, we went to great pains, you may remember, to make sure that the murals in the main lobby and some of the other beautiful, marble and the veterans' remembrance in there. Well, we discovered, or the contractors discovered, that the mural wall was really not properly reinforced, and so they added some additional reinforcement to make sure that lasts for another 72 years. And the other reflects some issues with the condition of the flooring. Bring up the carpeting and other materials and the work that's going to be done on the floors. The flooring needed some additional work. So that's being done, and combined, those two change orders are just over $40,000. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Chris?
Bill, the next item is to authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with Brighton Volunteer Ambulance for the provision of emergency medical services for the calendar year 2026 in the amount not to exceed $425,000. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second?
This contract provision was incorporated in our townwide 2026 budget. Obviously, we have a special ambulance district. We are fortunate, Brighton Volunteer Ambulance is very strong. You see some of these other emergency medical organizations unable to continue to provide services in municipalities, leaving them high and dry. BVA continues to maintain high staffing levels, great response rates. Their cost for '26 does increase $25,000 from $400,000 to $425,000. But that, it really does reflect the times we live in. Again, like I mentioned with the fire, personnel costs are hard to control, particularly as they relate to benefits. But we're grateful to BVA. Thank you for the great work both the volunteer and the career staff at BVA provide for Brighton. Anything further? We have a motion. It's been seconded. Hearing nothing more, Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Warner.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt.
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman.
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Nate?
The next matter seeks to amend the 2025 budget to reflect the transfer of $100,000 from the general fund to the capital project fund for the Farmers Market Capital Project. I move that we approve this motion as prepared by the attorney to the town.
Second?
For the most part, the Winter Farmers Market Project was funded through various grants. There is a little bit of funding still needed to finish up, some of the final work. So this grant, this transfer rather, of $100,000 should more than cover any, remaining deficit. And when that's all finished, we will then make a decision as to, we'll close out the capital project and make a decision as to where that remaining money goes. Motion's been made and seconded. Anything further? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll. I haven't missed yet. I haven't called you Dan yet.
Councilmember Warner.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt.
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman.
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Dan, the next item, please.
There you go.
No, Nate, the
There you
next item.
go.
I don't know how I did
John
that.
called it. You had to tempt fate.
Yeah, you had to tempt me.
Councilmember Nate Salzman, next item, please.
The
Darn
next.
it.
The next matter seeks to approve the certification of bonding for the collection of taxes to be filed in the town clerk's office per New York State Town Law, Section 25. I move that we approve this motion as prepared by the attorney to the town.
Second?
Any discussion? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Warner.
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt.
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman.
Aye.
Supervisor Mailey.
Aye. Let me see if I can get it right this time. Nate, would you like to do the next one,
Happy
please?
to. The next matter seeks to amend the organizational chart and the non-represented full-time employee salary and wage schedule to reflect a title change in the Recreation Department. I move that we approve this motion as prepared by the attorney to the town.
Second?
What we'll be doing here is one of our current positions of full-time recreation leader, which was formerly held by an individual who relocated out of town. We miss you, DJ. But after consultation with Becky and looking forward to not only continuing the work that's going to begin very, very shortly at Brookside School that will affect the Recreation Department, but also looking forward to the Community Center project, we agreed that changing one of those rec leader positions into a recreation supervisor position that will both be hands-on, doing some programming, but also some more of the administrative work that will really help take some of the burden off of Becky right now. So that was the thought process behind that one. We have a motion, it's been seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Werner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Maley.
Aye. Chris?
Bill, the next item is to, uh-oh. May I have your agenda?
Oh, sure.
I just closed out my
Sure, it's
screen here,
the
unfortunately.
GCI.
The next item is to set a public hearing regarding the application of GCI Eastwater LLC for incentive zoning approval to construct a proposed battery energy storage system. I move that we adopt the resolution before us.
Second?
This is an incentive zoning project. Just notes here. An incentive zoning project was discussed in the Public Works Committee. The town board took our initial action under Chapter 209, our incentive zoning law, to refer it to the planning board. Town board, in doing so, makes a finding that the project is worthy of further review. The planning board reviewed it earlier this month at their November meeting and unanimously took the actions that they made relating to site plan and referred it back to the town board. And although that seems a little, maybe a little cumbersome, what we try to do with that process, the state incentive zoning law doesn't provide a lot of guidance for municipalities as to how the somewhat different incentive zoning procedures meld with the site planning process. We want to make sure our planning board still plays a role, and they play an important role in our incentive zoning projects. So having made that a preliminary review by the town board, then going to the planning board, we are now proposing to hold a public hearing on this project that would be held on December 10th. This battery energy storage system is located on Mortimer Avenue at really a very strategic place from an energy perspective. It is adjacent to a couple of major electricity transmission lines that intersect West Brighton, and it's an important part of our green energy future. Battery energy storage systems help store energy, and of course, many renewable systems, solar, not much solar right now at night, wind, if the wind is calm, not much wind energy is generated. So having these battery storage facilities is an important part of the transition to a renewable energy system. This will be a very significant system at a size that we really haven't seen much of in New York State, but will be very helpful here in the Monroe County area. All we are doing tonight is setting a public hearing. That public hearing, again, will be at our next meeting, December 10th. We will follow our notification procedures and everything else. We do have a representative from the applicant here, but the applicant has made presentations both to the town board as well as to planning board and public works committee, so he's just here as needed. But again, no substantive action tonight, just setting a public hearing. We have a motion to do that. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, Peggy, please call the roll to set a public hearing on the GCI Eastwater battery energy storage system for December 10th, 7 p.m. right here.
Councilmember Werner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Maley.
Aye. And the last item of new business, Robin.
Certainly. The next matter seeks to approve the issuance of bonds in an amount not to exceed $4,900,000 for the Town Hall renovation project Phase 2. I move that we adopt the resolution as prepared by bond counsel.
Second.
This is proposed, thank you, Dan, appreciate it. This is for the proposed issuance of bonds relating to the site work exterior to the building at Town Hall as part of the Town Hall renovation project. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Maley.
Aye. Couple things I just want to mention under matters of the supervisor. We did talk about the winter market opening this past Sunday. Big shout out both to our police and our Parks Department for being out there helping with traffic control. The first indoor market before Thanksgiving is always hectic, and Sunday was no exception, but we had no issues thanks to their work. And also big thanks to our highway department. Bill, you and your team coordinated to make sure we got paving done, striping done, and that was a big help. And thank you to the weatherman for cooperating on that as well. And speaking of highway, our crews are out picking up leaves. I do want to remind everybody again, you know, this is their third pass through town, probably the heaviest pass. And please, I'm seeing way too many leaf piles in the street. When you go down, particularly streets that don't have streetlights, going down those streets at night, having the leaf piles, maybe having cars parked in the street. And remember, past November 1st, cars cannot park overnight on any street in the town of Brighton. But the combination of leaves in the street, sometimes cars, it really becomes a challenge driving at night, but it can also be a hazard at any time for bicyclists. Kids sometimes like to play in leaf piles. So please, don't put the leaf piles in the street, and make sure your landscape people know you want the leaf piles on the tree lawn, on the grass, not out in the street. I know most of them have been picked up, but some folks are still getting their leaves out. Bill, we're still doing a combined bulk and containerized pickup, is that right? at this
Correct. The containerized pickup is done for the season, yep.
Yeah.
And I encourage people to keep the leaves off the catch basins too.
Absolutely, yeah, thank you.
The wet weather.
Thank you very much. Yep, yep. That's all I have. Matters of the town attorney. John?
Nothing to report, Supervisor.
Matters of the town clerk. Peggy?
Nothing to report.
Matters of the town board? Then can I have a motion to adjourn?
Move that we adjourn.
Second.
Peggy, please call the roll.
Councilmember Warner,
Aye.
Councilmember Wilt,
Aye.
Councilmember Salzman,
Aye.
Supervisor Maley.
Aye. Thank you again to our ASL interpreters. We gave you a short night tonight. We gave everybody a short night tonight. Our next meeting will be here in this room, 7 p.m., Wednesday night, December 10th. Hoping that everybody has a very happy Thanksgiving, and we'll see you here on the 10th. Have a great evening, everybody.